Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, the other night I was on Facebook Marketplace trying to buy some interesting cars, and I saw a Ford Probe which I quite fancied. Anyway, when I clicked on the seller's profile, he also had a very low mileage Rover 75 for sale. When I say low mileage, I mean super low mileage. This is a 2003 car and it had done 24,000 miles. 24,000 miles in 22 years, it was unbelievable. So even though I'm not a fan of the Rover 75, I repeat, I'm not a fan of the Rover 75, I just had to have it. As much as I like to think of myself as a car collector, I'm aware I'm more of a car hoarder. It's not good. Anyway, I got in touch with the seller, a guy called Richard, who incidentally was a fan of the channel. So shout out to Richard there. And I did a deal to buy both, the Ford Probe and the Rover 75, because, you know, well, why not? Now, I paid £2,100 for the pair, so the way I've apportioned that is £1,100 for the Ford Probe, which means this little low mileage Rover 75 owes me just £1,000, and I think that's a bit of a bargain. I hope it is anyway. Although £1,000 seems cheap for a 24,000 mile Rover 75, it's not without its issues. We went up to Halifax yesterday and picked them both up, and they both got back fine, but I'm fully aware I'm going to have to spend quite a bit of money on this. On the bright side, it drove back fine, no overheating issues at all, and the interior is like new. On the downside though, it needs quite a bit of paint work. It's finished in a beautiful sort of midnight blue colour, looks really classy actually, but in various places the paint's kind of burnt a little bit. I was going to say through sun damage, but I bought it from Halifax. It's not really a town known for its warm weather, is it? But I don't know. Regardless of how it was caused, the damage is there. I've just got this feeling that I could probably make this car concourse. I think all the ingredients are there. It's got really good service history until about 16,000 miles, so it is overdue one, so I'll get that done. I don't know if these have a cam belt. It's the 1.8 litre petrol K-series engine, which is famous for its durability and reliability. Oh no, it's not. No. It's famous for blowing head gaskets every 40,000 miles. So I don't know whether this is being done, but surely it can't have lasted 22 years without having a new head gasket. These things were prone. So yeah, I don't know whether they're chain driven or belt driven, I haven't got a clue. I think they're a belt, in which case I'll have to get that done. It needs a couple of tyres because they're cracking, and I mean cracking by the way, they are actually cracking. I don't mean, you know, how was your holiday, Dave? Oh, it were cracking. Not that kind of cracking, I mean actual cracks on the sidewall, so I need to get those replaced. And I mean, let's face it, I know I'm going to massively overspend on this, but I think it might be worth it. I think if I can get this as mint as possible, this could be, and don't laugh, this could be a £5,000 or £6,000 car. I said don't laugh. It could be. It's done 24,000 miles. If I can make this mint, then, you know, who knows? Stranger things have happened. Now, before I agreed to buy this car, I checked it out using Car Vertical. Now, it's really important that you do a thorough vehicle history check before you hand over any cash for a used car or motorbike. This isn't just a UK thing, by the way, either. It works in over 35 different countries. It's really easy to use. All you do is go to carvertical.com. I'll leave the link below in the video description. And then you type in the VIN or the reg. So as you can see with this little Rover, it's all clear. So it's never been stolen, never been written off, never had a mileage rollback, which is important on a car like this because it's only done 24, and there's no outstanding finance, so it's all clear on all four fronts there. And if you scroll down to the MOT history, that's pretty good as well. It shows you the ownership changes, reg plate changes, and a whole lot of other stuff. It shows you the spec and the average market value. So it's a really useful tool. So like I say, don't forget to do one of these checks before you buy a used car or motorbike. It doesn't take long either, and it's not that expensive. And it's cheaper still if you use my promo code HIGHPEAK. That's HIGHPEAK, all one word, HIGHPEAK, and you'll save yourself 20% off each and every check that you do. You can use this code as many times as you like. It isn't just a one-off thing. So yeah, like I said, this Rover was all clear, so we're all good. So I paid Richard for it, and the rest is history. Now, we're not too far away, so I'll go and give you a tour and see what you think. Let me know what you think I should do with it in the comments below, because I'm fully prepared to throw a few grand at this and try and make it as mint as possible. Anyway, we'll see. Right, I shall see you there. See you in a sec. Right, well, there she is, in all her glory. So, from afar, it's in very good condition. However, it is far from very good condition. This is the worst bit. So we've got some sort of lacquer peel or sun damage here. But of course it's quite a big panel, that obviously, so that's going to need painting. The back bumper's fine. There's a little bit of damage down here, which again is going to need painting. That I think will dent master out, as will the dent on the driver's door. That one's dealing with. We've got a Churchill tyre, continuing the patriotic British theme there. some damage there to the wheel, so I might need to take this to Prestige and get the wheels refurbished. But yeah, that tyre's okay. We've got some more damage on the lacquer on the paint on the roof. That's going to need repainting. So straight away we're into hundreds of pounds here on paint. Bishop and Bishop service, I don't know where they're based, but it's there. This is what I'm talking about with the cracking tyre. Now that is an ancient tyre. Look at all the cracking marks. It's a Kumo, and it's very, very old Kumo. 2011. 21st week of 2011. Right. Yeah, so we've got a 14-year-old tyre there, so that needs to be replaced. Might try and get some matching Churchills, you know. Front bumper wants painting as well, because we've got some damage here and some damage here. So we're into front bumper, bonnet, because there's some damage there. It's basically the whole centre of the car, isn't it? I need to, oh, Bishop and Bishop then at the Rover dealer in Leicestershire. So we'll have to get some original plates made, won't we? I think I'll use retro plates. We've got the old, whatever you call it, is it a long boat? I don't know. Rover people will be very annoyed at me, won't they now? But I think it's a long boat, tall boat, I don't know, some sort of boat. Yeah, quite a bit of paint then. So we're into some paint, some tyres. This one's another Kumo, which is ancient. A little bit of damage on that. The edge of that front wing as well. The rest of it's okay though. The rest is all right. I think the rest of it will buff back. We've got a Nexon on this side, which is pretty decent actually. Plenty of tread there. It has of course been LPG converted as well. I don't know why you'd convert a 1.8 litre petrol to run on natural gas, but somebody has. Now, had this done 80 or 100,000 miles, I wouldn't be bothered about the paint. But the fact it's only done 24, I think it needs rescuing, doesn't it? Oh, there's no air in that tyre either. How did I miss that? Okay, and that's cracked too. So we need 3 Churchills, basically. That's what we need. 3 matching Churchills. I think we've only got the Juan key as well, but it does work. So that's all right. But yeah, look at this interior. It's so clean. It's only a club spec, this, not a connoisseur, so there's no leather. But it smells like 90s BMW, which I quite like. That's a compliment. We've got some pins here. Guess what they're for? The headliner that's sagging. So we need to get the headliner replaced. That's going to cost me about £400, maybe £500 maybe. But it's just a really nice clean interior. Oh, I got all excited then. I thought I'd got a full bag of all sorts, but they're empty. Now, in fact, let's take a seat, shall we? Plenty of leg room. Oh, that headliner's a mess. Yeah, so we're going to need to replace the headliner. We've got as well, look at the cup holders here, look. How good's this? It's not a bad car, this really, is it? It's not bad. Manual 5-speed. We've got a cassette player, that's good. Now, in terms of the service history, it's had 4 previous owners, so not too bad. Rover range. We've got the original sales brochure here then. Rover 25, a small car that leaves a big impression, I'll say. Rover 75, the perfect balance of style and performance. Not sure I agree with that, but I'd like to see a brochure though, that's good. We've got a LPG system handbook. So, we've got stacks of service history and paperwork here. Loads of the stuff. I'll just move this away before I reveal someone's name or address. What we want to look for here, and I shall keep this brief so I'm not wasting plenty of your time, but I could do with knowing if the cam belt's been done. Or, of course, the head gasket. Oh yes, we've had a right result. Right, the cylinder head gasket was replaced at 16... It shows how poor this engine was. Now, I ripped these cars to bits, and I think I've got good reason. So this 1.8 litre K-Series engine had a new head gasket at 16,000 miles at a cost of £637. How bad's that? I'm pleased it's been done, of course, but to have a new head gasket at 16,000 miles, it should have been a recall, shouldn't it? Anyway, so we're sorted on the head gasket front, that's good. Oh, there's a £1,265 bill here for a new clutch and flywheel. This is what you want to see, loads of history. Oh, the colour's royal blue with an ash grey interior. Ash grey, not ashtray. So it's had an A service here at Bishop and Bishop in Wigston in Leicestershire. And they've warned the previous owner that the cam belt should be rechanged every 6 years or 90,000 miles, whichever happens soonest. That was in 2011. They've advised again on the other service, cam belt due. Oh, it's had a new cam belt. Right, well, it'll be due another one, sadly, but what's the mileage on this? At 13,000 miles, but make sure I don't get anyone's address in here, so you might want to blur that out. At nearly 14,000 miles, it had a new cam belt. Checked gas operation, fine. Fit cam belt. That's the result then. That was, of course, 13 years ago, so it will be due another, I imagine. Someone's looked after this car then, haven't they? So I think it needs a little bit of TLC and some money spending. New battery. It's had a new catalytic converter. Somebody has spent a fortune on this thing. I think we've got quite a good base example here then, haven't we? Got quite a good blank canvas, really. And we've got all the over T's. Okay then, right. Well, this is good. So far then we need 3 tyres, a new cam belt. This gets better. So, in the boot we've got a little bit of mess. Right, and there's the LPG tank in the spare wheel well. I mean, on the plus side, this would be a very cheap car to run, wouldn't it? LPG is always about half the cost of regular petrol. Feast your eyes on that bad boy. That is a 1.8 litre 4-cylinder naturally aspirated K-Series engine. So it is a 16-valve twin cam. Right, there shouldn't be any mayonnaise under here because it's had its head gasket replaced. So that's all good. We're all good there. This vehicle's fitted with an LPG system. Very good. It all looks very tidy, actually. Top mounts aren't rotten. Chassis legs are all straight. This royal blue colour is very nice. We're missing a cap there from the screen wash bottle. Could order one of those, can't we? Okay then. Pretty decent car this then, I think. I just know I'm going to spend easily £1,500 on it, I think. Paintwork, cam belt, 3 tyres, and a service, and a fresh MOT, and some wheel refurbs. Okay. Oh, and a headliner. Okay, I'm going to spend £2,000 on this car, aren't I? £2,000, so it's going to owe me 3. Then what's it worth? 5? Is it worth 5? Take a look at this mileage. 24,704. Should we fire her up? Sounds quite sweet, really. Now down here we've got a pop-out cup holder. Look at that, very snazzy. We've got a cigarette lighter, which I imagine has never been... Oh yes, never been used. Got the controls there for the LPG. Got an ashtray down there. We've got some air conditioning. Oh, we've got individual passenger and driver controls there. Never seen that before. A nice analog clock. Never really rated the dials on this era of, well, the 75. Sort of the fact they were sort of ovals rather than circles. Anyway, in here then, oh look at this. I'll tell you what, we've got some Kleenex and we've got some cassettes. tell you what, I think we'll put that on. Bit of The Who there, and a bit of Chris Rea. Bit of Road to Hell. On the beach. I Can Hear Your Heartbeat. It's got all the hits. Sadly though, it's not present. What a disappointment. In here we've got the handbook. Oh, and the service history, right. Now I've already looked at this because I looked at this when I was buying the car. So, weirdly it's in the back of the book. So you turn the owner's handbook upside down and what do you have? The service history. So we go down here, flick through. So all the early history was all Rover main dealer. So we've got Bishop and Bishop, done at 5,000 miles, 7,000 miles, 9,000 miles, 10,000 miles, 11,000 miles, 13,000 miles, 14,000 miles, 15,000 miles, 16,000 miles, 16,000 miles, and then nada. So somebody who spent a lot of money on this, really. Like I say, I think we've caught it at the right time. It was broken. I'm so heavy-handed sometimes. I've just broken my... I don't think I've ever played a cassette, you know. It's not really my era. Right, perfect. Oh, my air conditioning works as well. You know, this car deserves a bit of TLC. As much as I don't like 75s, this is quite a nice one. I respect this one. I think we shall give it the love that it deserves. I think then, guys, may as well take this out for a drive, haven't we? Now, I didn't drive this one back yesterday. I drove the Ford Probe, so I've got no idea how it drives. I mean, it made it back here in one piece, so we're all good. All 4 windows work, so that's good. My colleague Steve was driving this. When we got back, he said, you know what, I really like that car. He said, if you asked me to do 200 miles in it tomorrow, I wouldn't complain. So, that cheered me up, really. Full of free gifts. Okay then, right, so let's get this Rover out on the road. Clutch feels nice. Can't believe my air conditioning works. I mean, it feels like a nice, clean, genuine car, this. With 24,000 miles on. It's obviously been looked after, and I expect it to drive quite well. Ultimately, the issues this car has is purely down to its age. It's 22 years old. I think if you compare this to any other 22-year-old car, regardless of the low mileage, it would probably too have a sagging headliner and some issues with its paint. So it's not really the Rover's fault. Horn works. It's all right, this, actually. Not sure how much horsepower the 1.8 litre provides, but it doesn't feel quick. We're pulling to the left slightly as well. These tyres are short, I think. Drives nicely, though. Drives all right. Quite solid over the bumps. We're all good, I think. It's actually quite pleasant to drive. As much as I hate to say it. I think what we're going to do then is get this down to my mechanics. Cam belt, 3 tyres, full service. That's it there, I think. Fresh MOT. We'll get that done. Then we'll get it over to my trimmers, get the headliner replaced. Then what? Then paint, then wheel refurbs. What we're going to spend on this then? I think my paint bill could quite easily be 2, 4. Depends on the mood of Jimmy, really. If Jimmy's in a good mood, wants to look after me, maybe 750. Maybe 750 for paint. Cam belt, 3 tyres and full service, you're talking probably another 750. There's £1,500. Headliner's going to cost me 5. That's £2,000. Wheel refurb's going to cost me £300. Plus reg plates. This could then, I could really do with this car owing me £3,000 all done. If that's possible, if I could do this for £3,000, I'd be quite confident with it. I could be cheeky with the price, couldn't I, and ask 4,995 or 5,995 or whatever. I know it's only a club, not a connoisseur. I know it's the 1.8K series. However, the head gasket's been done. quite a nice car. Rover enthusiasts would be keen to tell me, no, you want the V6. You want an early Cowley car, not a Longbridge. Apparently there's some difference in quality. Not sure which one this is. Not sure. I assume it's a later Longbridge car, but I could be wrong. Could be a Cowley. Not sure. I'll have to do some digging. But yeah, I think Rover enthusiasts would tell me that you've got the wrong engine. You need the V6. But I don't think any of them are good, really. At least this engine's actually quite sweet. Sounds all right. Pulls all right. It's not missing or hunting or, running rough or lumpy. It's all right. Got a cassette player, don't forget. No, I think I've done all right. I've done all right at £1,000, but by the time you fast forward to the end of this video and I'm sat on that top road with a nice view, and I'm saying, oh, I've massively overspent, it now owes me £4,000, you're all going to think I'm mad. Leave this with me. I'm not sure what to do. You know what's going to happen, don't you? Wish me luck, and I shall see you in about a month's time. Could take me a while, this one. Need to buy myself some driving gloves, don't I? String back, obviously, for extra purchase. Now I've driven it, I know what Steve means. When he said I could do 200 miles on that easily, so could I. It's not a bad car, actually. Not a bad car. If I'm brutally honest, I don't know why people get so passionate about them, but each to their own. People might think I'm abnormal for liking old L322 Range Rovers so much. And we're back in my cheap, low-mileage Rover 75. And the whole point of this job is to buy cars and then sell them on for profit. That won't happen with this Rover 75. If you remember, I went up to Yorkshire and bought a Ford Probe, and then on the guy's driveway there was also a Rover 75, so I thought, well, it's my lucky day, I'll buy this as well. Turned out to not be my lucky day, actually, because the Ford Probe I sold for a big fat loss. I lost about £1,500 on that one, but still, I've had one, can tick it off my list. The Rover, on the other hand, I paid £1,000 for this, and it seemed all right. It only had a few owners, it'd only done 24,000 miles. It was in reasonable condition, drove very well, air conditioning works, all that stuff, but the paintwork was quite poor. There was a lot of lacquer peel. Peeling lacquer, not lack of appeal. It had peeling lacquer on the bonnet, the front bumper, the roof and the boot, so it needed paintwork. And also the headliner was sagging. Driving this was like being in a collapsing tent. But apart from all those things, it was pretty decent. Now, as I've mentioned many times before, I'm not a big fan of the 75, but this one, I don't know, I've sort of bonded with. After we last spoke then, I took it down to my mechanics for a service. I left it for a full service, so new fluids, new spark plugs, new filters, the whole lot. And it also needed 3 tyres. So I put 3 new tyres on it, and then we ran it through an MOT. So it's now got 12 months MOT with not a single advisory item. 3 new tyres, but it already had 1 new tyre anyway, so we've got 4 new tyres. And a fresh service, so that's all done. From there then, I took it to Jim at Auto Trim, and I asked him to replace the headliner, and he's done a really good job. They are very good there, but it isn't a cheap job. I'll get my invoice out in a second, but I think it was something like $650. It's quite a lot of money, especially on a £1,000 car. So already at that point, I'd already spent way more than the purchase price. But it didn't really matter because the car was improving. The last job then really was the paintwork. So I took it down to Jimmy the Magician and asked him to paint the front bumper, the bonnet, the roof, the boot lid, and the bit on the rear door. There was a little bit around the wheel arch where it had, I don't know, hit something. It'd come into contact with something and it hadn't fared well. So I asked him to do whatever he wanted to do with it and just make it as mint as possible. And he really has. I know it's got a layer of dust on because we've been blessed with nice weather recently, but behind the dust, it looks like new. He's done a really good job. And this colour in the sunshine really pops. It's quite a classy colour, like a midnight blue. I'm not sure what it's called, like a royal blue, but it's nice. Because Jimmy did so much work on this, my bill there wasn't cheap. In fact, my bill was, well, my paint bill alone was more than the purchase price of the car. Still, at least it's a car I don't like. No, jokes aside. Still, I think it's worth it because I've kind of rescued another modern classic. Even though I'm not a massive fan of the 75, I'm glad I've saved one. The very last thing to do was to send it for a clean. So I sent it to Tameside Detailing and the lads there gave it a full valet and it came up looking like new. I mean, the interior, for example, these seats look like they've barely been sat in. So overall then, I'm well happy with it. I got it back to work earlier and took some photographs of it and I've got it advertised for $3,995. I've got no idea what this is worth. I just thought at $3,995, I'm going to get most of my money back, I hope. And I've saved another modern classic, so it isn't the end of the world, that really. I know the whole point of this job is to make profit, and like I said at the start, I don't think I'll make much on this Rover 75, if any. But what we're going to do next then is park up in my favourite spot, and I'll talk you through my exact costs. In fact, we'll work backwards. We'll start at 3995, my asking price, and then we'll knock off all my costs and see what's left. There'd be nothing left if that Audi Allroad came around the corner a little bit more quickly. It does drive particularly well, this. And even on a nice day like today, it's currently 22 degrees, beautiful blue skies everywhere. My temp gauge hasn't moved. The old bulletproof K-Series engine strikes again, doesn't it? I know the spec's a bit dull, it's a club, so we've got small wheels and not much else, but it's just really pleasant. Right, here we go then. See what I mean about the weather today? It's beautiful. We'll leave it running because my air conditioning is welcomed on a day like today. Okay, so we'll start with 3995, that's my asking price, and I think I could get it. There aren't many out there on the market with 24,000 miles on the clock. So 3995, less my purchase price of £1,000, less my, what did we do first? Mechanic's bill. So my mechanic did MOT test fee, oil filter, air filter, spark plugs, oil, and 3 tyres. My total bill there was 55898. So minus 55898. Okay. Let me get my invoice from Auto Trim. Right, work carried out to Rover 75. Remove full headliner from vehicle, recover with new cloth to match. So my total bill there was 582. Quite expensive, but I needed to do it. So minus 582 there. Then we've got my paint bill with Jimmy. So Jimmy has repair and repaint front bumper, repair and repaint bonnet, repair and repaint boot lid, repair and repaint offside rear door and wing, repair and localise near side rear bumper corner, buff, polish and detail full vehicle, repair and repaint roof. He always does me a favour, so cheers Jim. I know you'll be watching, so thank you. £1,040 there. And on top of that, we've got a £70 valet bill at Tameside Detailing. Oh, that's not too bad then, is it? If we sell it for 3995, unless I've done something wrong here, we'd still be making £744 profit. That's not bad, is it? Forget my massive VAT margin. We'll try and end on a high, shall we? That's not too bad. I was expecting there to be like £200 left. So that's not bad going, is it? And like I say, we've saved another modern classic. I'm quite chuffed with that. 744. Right, good stuff. All right, then on that happy note, thank you once again for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done already. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'll leave the links below. Don't forget to use my promo code HIGHPEAK for 20% off your car vertical check. And yeah, I think that's about it. See you next time. Thinking about it, that still doesn't absorb the blow on the Ford Probe, does it? But anyway, we'll forget about that.